I'm Maria and welcome to your yoga practice. I'm at Embody Yoga and Wellness in the west end of the city at 10 Forbes Street. And today's practice is a gentle flow for the whole body. And in this practice, we're looking to feel nourished, calm, and at peace. So if you'd like, you might have a blanket to support your head and your knees throughout the practice, and maybe a couple blocks as well, and anything else you'd like to have for support. Give yourself some time to come to a comfortable lying down posture, and as you make your way there, know that you'll have choices in everything that you do today, and let this really be something that feels good to you. So take your time to make your way down to the mat, and feel free to stretch your legs long or to bend your knees. And you might stretch your arms out to the side, or maybe let your hands rest on your belly. The option to close your eyes or soften your gaze. And if it feels comfortable for you to float a hand up to the heart and maybe rest the other hand on your belly, you might do that here. And from the heart space, take this next breath, this full breath in, to welcome yourself to the practice, your whole self here. And then let that breath softly go. Let your arms release down by the side. Bring a little softness to the jaw, maybe a space at the back of your teeth. Release your temples. And notice your whole body settling in. And in particular, are there any areas that might need a little extra care or a little extra kindness today? And then gently start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. If your legs were stretched out long, start to bend your knees. And as you bend your knees, walk your feet a little wider towards the long edges of your mat. And here you might keep your arms down by the side, or you might open your arms out to a T, a place where the arms can feel supported and settled. And then take a breath in here with your body at center. And then with your exhale out, let your knees start to fall over to the right, and you might pause part of the way down, or you might let gravity take over. And then with your breath in, let the knees float back through center. Exhale out, knees softly move over to the left. And then breathing in, knees move back to center. And you might start to add some additional movement. So as the knees turn to the right, maybe you let the head softly turn to the left. And bring the head and the knees back to center with the inhale. And then the knees to the left, the head to the right with the exhale. And then let's slowly come back to center. And as you come back to center, walk your feet in a little closer to your body here. Slide your hands down by the side. We'll keep the left foot where it is, and then start to lift your right leg up towards the sky. So you might take your hands to wrap around the outside of the thigh, or maybe interlace your fingers at the back of the thigh. And then as you breathe in, send your heel up towards the sky, noticing how that feels for the back of your leg. And then with your exhale out, gently bend the knee here. So moving slow and steady with that, breathing in to lengthen the leg. And then exhale to gently soften. And then we'll take that one more time, full breath in. And then this time with your exhale out, as you bend the knee, you might keep the hands around the back of the thigh. You might shift them to the front of the shin. Perhaps exploring what it feels like to stretch your left leg out long. Take a breath in here, gently press out through the left heel as you hug your right knee towards the front of the body, or maybe towards your side rib. And then let the whole body soften with your breath out. Let your right foot come down to the mat. And then start to slide your left foot in. And as you send the left leg up towards the sky, same options, maybe hand to the outside of the thigh. You might wrap the hand around. And then as you breathe in, send the heel up towards the sky. Notice how that feels for the hamstrings, for the calf. And then on your exhale out, gently bend your knee here. So maybe nice and slow and steady, your own breath pace here, your own rhythm. Letting the knee soften as you take your exhale out. And then breathing in to send the leg up towards the sky. And then we'll take that one more time here, exhaling out. Breath in, send the heel up. And now as you let the breath go, you can keep your hands around the back of the thigh, maybe transition the hands to the front of the shin. And then lengthen your right leg out long if that feels okay for your body. And you might keep your your left knee at the front of the chest, or maybe slide it over to the side of the rib cage. Take a breath in to press out through the heel and feel that sense of length and space all the way up to the crown of the head. And give yourself a full breath in. Full breath out. And then lower your left foot down to the mat. And then slide your right foot in to meet your left. You might pause here with the feet on the mat for a breath, or maybe the knees hug into the chest and you give yourself a gentle squeeze in, a little rocking from side to side if that would feel good. And then when you feel ready, roll to your more comfortable side. Bottom arm might come long there to support your head, and the other hand landing in front of you for support as well. And then with all our transitions throughout the practice, take your time to rise up. And as we rise up from here, we'll start to rearrange our props to come into a hands and knees posture. So feel free to bring something soft for the knees if you know that feels good to you. So that could be a blanket, that could be some knee pads here, a couple of pillows from home. And we'll have the hands landing underneath the wrists, the knees, or the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. And if you have any tenderness with the wrists, know that you can lower down onto forearms, either all the way to the mat or to blocks. You can also have the blocks underneath your hands to bring a softer bend into your knee, into your wrist. And then find yourself in a neutral tabletop, spine long and spacious. And then with your next breath in, we'll start to flow. The spine will lift the tailbone up. We'll let the belly soften. We'll open the heart center forward, reach the crown of the head up. And then on your exhale out, round through the back body, draw your belly in and feel yourself gently press the earth away. And then we'll flow with the breath again. Inhaling here, belly softens, tailbone lifting up, crown of the head reaching towards the sky. And then with your exhale out, rounding through the back body. And let's flow with that again. Full inhale. And long, soft exhale. And with your next breath in, come back to your neutral tabletop. From here, step your right foot towards the top part of the mat. We'll make our way into a lunge, and you might like to reach for a block here to support your left hand. Let your right hand either soften towards the floor, or maybe right hand comes to the hip. Press down into the sole of your right foot here, lengthen through your spine. And then as you breathe in, sweep your right arm out to the side, reaching the arm up towards the sky to come into a gentle twist. And then we'll take an exhale out to slowly come back to center. And then as you breathe in, noticing the rotation of your rib cage, your shoulders, your upper back body. Exhale out, return to center. And then you might slow down this last round, full inhale. And then on your exhale, bring both hands down on the inside of your front foot. Slide your right knee back to meet your left, and then with knees together or knees apart, bring hips back towards the heels, soften into child's pose. Full breath in. And full breath out. And then on the next inhale, we'll rise back up into our tabletop. And then we'll slide our left foot forward. We'll take the twist to the other side. And feel free to bring your block along with you to bring the earth a little closer to you here. Press down into the front foot, outer left hip hugging in, spine tall. Left hand softens towards the floor here, or left hand can be to the hip for the twist. Now moving with the inhale, on the inhale, sweep the arm out to the side. Maybe you lift it up and overhead. And then on your exhale out, slowly come back to center. And then moving with the flow of your breath, and as you move into the twist, think about rotating the rib cage, the shoulders, the chest. Exhaling out to come back to center. And then we'll take that one more time, full breath in, maybe slowing that inhale a little. And then on your exhale, bring the hand down, place both hands on the inside of the front foot. Take your time to slide your left foot back to meet your right. And this time start to walk your hands back toward your knees. Tuck your toes, press off the hands to come into a forward fold. Shift your knee support off to the side. Generous bend in the knees here. Release the weight of the upper body. You might hold on to opposite elbows or let the arms and the hands dangle. And find some movement for your upper body that feels really spacious for your shoulders, for your head, for your neck. You might roll the shoulders out, maybe shake the hands, shake the wrists. And then start to find yourself coming into stillness here. Press down through the four corners of your feet. Bring your hips back in space and then take a slow roll up to stand. Tone through the belly as you rise up. Press the earth away as you lengthen the spine, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. And then soft sigh out. Let the shoulders ease down the back. Now let's make our way to the top of the mat for our mountain pose. Give yourself some time to arrive and to feel the feet rooting down against the earth here. Feel a little bit of softness in the knees, spine tall, shoulders releasing down the back. Welcome your whole self here, full breath in. And full breath out. Next breath in, we'll sweep the arms out to the side and reach the hands up and overhead. And then with your exhale out, let your right hand come back down by the side of the body. You might take the palm to the thigh. Take a breath in to reach the left arm a little higher, and then on your exhale out, start to side bend over to the right. Lots of space, lots of length for the left side of your body. And then float back to center. Take your left hand down, right arm reaching up and overhead. Exhale out, side bending to the left. And then take a breath in here, both arms reaching up towards the sky. Exhale out, hands to heart. A little bit of a bend into the knees. Shift the weight into your left foot, and then step your right foot behind you here, moving into our warrior one. So the left toes are pointing forward, right toes pointing towards the top right corner of your mat, or in that direction. Lengthen through your spine, lift up through the crown of the head, and know that you're welcome to pause here in stillness with the flow of your breath. Another option here is to open your arms out into our cactus shape arms. And then as you breathe in, gently hug the shoulder blades together and lift through the heart. And then as you breathe out, softly round the upper back body, bring the arms out in front. And then we'll take that again, full breath in, gentle expansion. And then exhale out, curl in toward your center. We'll take that one more time, full breath in. And full breath out. Now with your next breath in, your hands might come to the heart. They might float up towards the sky. And then on your exhale out, as you bring your hands back to the heart, roll onto the ball of your back foot, spring off that foot, step it forward to meet your left. And now coming into a kind challenge here, we'll take a breath in, arms reaching up towards the sky. Exhale out, hands to heart, sit back into your chair pose, Utkatasana. So we'll be here for about 3 rounds of our breath. You might look down, see your big toes shining up at you here as your knees move back in space. Bringing your strength into the inner and the outer hips. Steady, wrapping it around your center, tall through your spine, shoulders soft down the back. Here in this experience, another full breath in. And complete breath out. And then take your inhale here, lengthen the legs, reach the arms up towards the sky. And then on your exhale out, hands to the heart. Full breath in. And maybe there a soft sigh out. Well, let's take that flow to the other side. We'll start with our arms by the side, reconnecting to our mountain pose, Tadasana. Taking a breath in here to reach the arms out wide, sweep the hands up and overhead. On your exhale out, we'll take the left hand down to the left side of the body. Right arm sweeps a little higher. And then on your exhale out, moving into your side bend here over to the left. Press the feet down. Slowly come back to center. Take your right hand to the right thigh, left arm reaching up and overhead. And then exhale out here, side bending to the right. Breathing in to come back to center, reaching tall. Exhale out, hands to the heart. Just a little softness in the knees. Shift the weight into your right foot and then slide your left foot to the back of the mat. And position yourself here for a strong foundation in your Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Right toes pointing forward, left toes pointing towards the top left corner of your mat. Tall through your center, hugging in around the waist here. Hands might stay to the heart, or you might open them out to our cactus arms. And then as you breathe in, gently hug the shoulders together, lift up through the heart. And then as you breathe out, that soft rounding forward, creating a little more space between the shoulder blades. And then we'll flow with that again, full breath in. Soft breath out. Let's take that one more time, breathing in, expanding. And then with your exhale here, gently soften toward your center. Now, as you come back to your neutral spine, hands can come to the heart center. You might lengthen the arms up towards the sky. Wherever you are here, take a breath in, find lots of length through the center of your body. And then on your exhale out, hands come to the heart, roll onto the ball of your back foot, spring your left foot forward, land in your mountain pose. And then we'll take a breath in, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale out, we'll sit back into chair pose, Utkatasana. And so meet yourself there, nice and slow, nice and steady. Maybe with your first breath, you're feeling the 4 corners of your feet pressing against the floor. Next breath here, think about hugging in around your steady center, the outer hips hugging in, waist wrapping in. And then with your last breath, maybe you let the shoulders roll down the back a little more, expand across the collarbones. Now let's take another breath in, lengthen legs, reach the arms up towards the sky. And then exhale out, pausing here. As you arrive, spacious inhale. And a long, soft exhale. Now let's make our way down to the mat. We'll take a breath in, arms floating out, reach them up and overhead. Exhale out, palms press together, knees softly bend, make your way into your fold. Take a breath in here, slide hands up to meet the shins or your thighs. Half lift, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. And then with your exhale out, feel free to reach for your blocks or take your hands to your mat. Bring one foot back, bring the knee down. Place the other foot behind you, bring the knee down. And if you know that you really love to take a breath in child's pose, your knees might be together, they might shift apart. Forehead coming down to the mat or onto stacked hands. You're also welcome here to move into seated or make your way down onto the back body, and we'll meet you there in a breath. And wherever you are, you might let the breath slow down. Give yourself a long, luxurious breath in. And then a long, soft breath out. And take your time from child's pose to rise up into hands and knees. And then from hands and knees, we'll swing the legs off to the side. Bring your seat a little closer to the middle part of the mat. It might feel nice to support the body as you lower down. Lengthen your spine, let your shoulders softly spread. Walk your feet in a little closer to your body, and you might pause right here. Or maybe you lift the knees and you gently hug the knees in close to the chest and find a little rocking there from side to side. And then let your knees pause and float over the belly. And then with your knees together here, take a breath in. And then on your exhale out, hug the knees a little closer to the chest, separate them out wide to either side of your mat, and then let them circle forward with the inhale. On the exhale, let the knees come back together over the belly, and then breathing in, circling them out wide. We'll also move like that one more time in this direction. Let your head soften, let your shoulders spread. And then bring your knees back to center, pause there. And then on your next inhale, we'll reverse in the other direction, knees moving forward and then out to the side. And then with your soft exhale, knees float over the belly. 2 more rounds of that, any pace, any rhythm that feels good to you. And then we'll pause again with the knees over the belly. Give yourself a gentle squeeze in. Exhale out, let your feet land to the mat. Press into the feet, shift your hips a little closer to the right side of the mat, think an inch or 2 there. And then let your knees fall over to the left. And you might use a block or a blanket for support for underneath the knees or between the knees. Hands might rest to the rib cage, or arms might open wide out to a T shape here. Feel free to keep the head at neutral, or you might turn your head towards the right side of the room. And then settling in your reclining spinal twist here for about 3 rounds of your breath. And bring your head back to center. Bring your feet, your knees back to center, and from here, press your feet to the mat, shift your hips a little closer to the left, and then take your twist over to the right, knees moving in that direction, maybe supporting the knees with a blanket or with a block. And then the head might stay at neutral, or here you might look towards the left side of your mat. And 3 rounds of your breath. that third exhale, when you're ready to come back to center, bring your head back to center, bring your feet, shift your hips back to the middle of the mat. And then here you might take one final movement to finish your practice. You might hug your knees in close to your chest, maybe lift the head, the heart in close to the knees. And then on your exhale out, lower your feet down to the floor and make your way into your favorite version of Shavasana here, your final rest. Take as long as you'd like in that rest today. And then whenever you're ready to end your practice, you might end by bringing your hands up to heart center, palms pressing together, or maybe letting the hands gently rest onto the heart. And from that place within, sending yourself lots of gratitude for dedicating this time to you today. And I send my gratitude out to you for sharing your practice with me. Have a beautiful day.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd